Let's bring in Dr. Kevin Roberts of the Heritage Foundation. Dr. Roberts, good morning. Great to see you again. Did you have the same reaction to the inflation number yesterday, that the U.S. is experiencing zero inflation, as the president said?
It's just outrageous, Carly. You know, Joe Biden has never let the truth get in the way of his political opinion, and there's more evidence of that yesterday. It's a year-over-year figure, and you know me well. I'm going to look at this from the standpoint of an everyday American family. They know that when they go to the grocery store, or as most American families are doing right now, when they're shopping for school supplies, that everything has gone up. Yes, gas prices have come down temporarily, but every analysis I've seen, including by my colleagues at Heritage, say that gas prices will be going up. The president is really out of touch with the average American. It's really surprising, you might say, for Scranton Joe, and it's important, therefore, for us to emphasize that the only way out of this problem is for government to stop spending our money. That's why we've got to be opposed to this Inflation Expansion Act that will be up in the House tomorrow.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that. One thing we know for sure is the way to get out of this massive inflation cycle that we're in right now is to stop spending. But the House is going to take up the Inflation Reduction Act on Friday. It's probably going to pass. What will that do to inflation?
Well, there is a chance that it could be defeated. There is a handful of vulnerable Democrats, and I understand that none of them have pledged that they're going to support it. But just assuming, to the point of your question, that it passes, we're going to be spending several $100 billion more dollars we don't have as a country. And, of course, we know that the greatest factor in inflation right now is the reckless spending that has happened by the federal government. The only way out of that, Carly, is to stop it. The best way to reduce inflation is for the House to defeat that bill. If they pass that bill, then you can expect inflation to continue to go up. And I certainly wouldn't want to be Joe Biden in October, November, or a member of his political party running for re-election in the U.S. House, having to explain how a few weeks ago we passed the so-called Inflation Reduction Act, but inflation continues apace. This is a miserable nightmare for everyday Americans.
That's a great point. It could backfire politically if it does pass. I mean, inflation, the Fed's target rate's at 2%. We're at 8.5. It's not good. Also not good, this situation at the southern border, of course, record high numbers of illegal immigrants. And now there's 3 more buses of migrants that arrived in New York City yesterday, just one day after Mayor Eric Adams threatened to send busloads of New Yorkers down to Texas to campaign against Governor Abbott. Take a listen to the governor's response yesterday. He said this on Fox News. Watch.
Go ahead, Mayor. Make my day. There could hardly be anything better. This is rank hypocrisy by the New York governor, by the New York mayor.
Yeah, we were joking yesterday, Dr. Roberts, about the image of a bunch of New Yorkers going down to Texas to tell them how they should vote. How would that work out?
It would work out terribly, you know, from this guy who's gone with his kids in Texas, knocking on a lot of doors. I would love to see the reaction of Texans to New Yorkers. Eric Adams chooses to go campaign for people. And look, Texans are going to realize that this is just a sham. It's as if every elected official on the other side only plays politics. The key point, Carly, is that if you go to border counties, heck, if you go to any county in Texas and most counties in the United States, you can see the effect of millions of illegal aliens coming to this country. It isn't just that the border's wide open, it's that the social and economic consequences of millions of illegal aliens being in our cities is just terrible. Mayor Adams, Mayor Bowser here in D.C. understand this. We know from our oversight project at Heritage, by the way, that those guys are in cahoots with nonprofit organizations to send some of those illegals down to Florida. Ultimately, what's going to happen is a huge political problem for them, and I think that the other side is going to pay consequences. Unfortunately, to wrap up here, it means that a lot of cities and counties along the border have a real problem.
Dr. Roberts, thank you.
Thanks for having me.